weekly immigration news roundup is brought to you by the law firm of Figueroa & Associates. For a consultation on any immigration or legal matter, please call 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. For full stories and more immigration news, visit www.theimmigrantsjournal.com. That's www.theimmigrantsjournal.com.
Hello, my name is Mary Campbell, legal assistant at the law firm of Figueroa & Associates, and your presenter with this week's immigration news. Trump's team real scheme revealed. A pledge to deport immigrants with legal status. Washington, D.C., the Trump campaign has made clear that no one is off the table when it comes to their promised unsparing and largest deportation operation in the history of our country. That mass deportation pledge and related unanswered details deserve renewed focus in light of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance's promises to deport Haitians who are in the U.S. legally, as David Kurtz of Talking Points memo assessed. The rhetoric that the Republican campaign is staking the race on continues to blur the line between legal and illegal immigration in a way that puts immigrants of all statuses at risk. According to Vanessa Cardenas, Executive Director of America's Voice, the Trump agenda is clear and consequential. Make as many immigrants as possible deportable, no matter their current legal status or their deep roots in this nation. From Haitians with TPS to dreamers with DACA to spouses of U.S. citizens, it's a cruel and violent vision that would rip apart American families, communities, and the U.S. economy. While Trump and his running mate dodge direct questions and refuse to provide key details about their mass family separation and mass deportation agenda, make no mistake about what they intend. It is bigger and darker than people imagine. The Trump campaign's ongoing focus on Haitians in Springfield is vile, but it is also telling about their broader vision for this nation. Immigrants are making Ohio great. Let's talk about that. 20 years ago, Springfield, Ohio, had a problem. Like many communities in the Rust Belt, it seemed like good times were a thing of the past. Once a manufacturing hub, the city had been losing population for decades, with rising unemployment and falling incomes. City leaders set about turning things around, developing a strategy to lure businesses of all kinds to the city. By all accounts, this strategy has been a success. In 2008, a major new hospital was built in the city, bringing in 1,800 new jobs. In 2011, a local university, Clark State, built a large new conference center. Millions of dollars were then poured into revitalizing the downtown. Tech companies moved into the region and opened new manufacturing plants. And in recent years, local retail shops in the downtown have begun to thrive. But with success came new challenges. With new businesses pouring into town, the demand for labor increased significantly, and the local labor supply wasn't enough. Enter immigrants. Around 2013 to 2014, Haitian immigrants began arriving in the town to fill open job postings. As of today, Springfield officials say there are anywhere from 12,000 to 20,000 Haitian immigrants living in the area, near all of whom have some form of lawful status. In many ways, Springfield is a success story. Meanwhile, in New York, Tim Pearson, Adams' aide under federal probe, blocked services to migrants as city shelters swelled. Pearson's intervention hampered efforts to help migrants get work papers. His communications with an official in charge of asylum seeker operations, Molly Sheffer, are the subject of a new subpoena. A top advisor to Mayor Eric Adams under federal investigation delayed for months a multimillion-dollar contract to provide caseworkers at migrant shelters, an investigation by the city has found, hampering urgent efforts to help asylum seekers get work papers and exit the shelter system as their numbers in the city skyrocketed. Without explaining his motives, Tim Pearson, a senior advisor to Adams assigned by the mayor to monitor asylum seeker shelter contracts, held up the contract with Cherokee Nation Management and Consulting LLC early this year, even after it had already been approved by the agency in charge of the effort, the City Health and Hospitals Corporation. His involvement in awarding contracts related to the migrant crisis appears to be one focus of Manhattan U.S. Attorney Damian Williams' investigations into possible City Hall corruption. Subpoena of asylum seeker office head points to widening federal probe of Adams' confidence. New York City's Office of Asylum Seeker Operations Director Molly Sheffer was hit with a request for information from federal investigators, an Adams administration source confirmed. The subpoena, which was first reported by the Associated Press, points to widening federal inquiry that's entangled a stunning number of top officials in Mayor Eric Adams' inner circle, from the former police commissioner Edward Caban to his longtime advisor and confidant Tim Pearson. Federal safety inspectors hit immigrant tobacco sweatshops with hazard fines. Federal workplace health and safety inspectors have found more than 24 fire, electrical, respiratory, and sanitary hazards at tobacco factories in Brooklyn and Queens, where immigrant workers complained about substandard pay and conditions. Hot Ed Grabba, which packages tubes of loose ground tobacco leaves sold in smoke shops and bodegas around the New York region, is facing more than $91,000 in fines from the U.S. Occupational Safety and Health Administration in probes that are still ongoing. The agency found 10 serious violations of federal health and safety laws at a Hot Ed Grabba facility in Cypress Hills, Brooklyn, a category it reserves for hazards that could cause an accident or illness that would most likely result in death or serious physical harm. In other news, USCIS announces employment authorization procedures for Liberians covered by deferred enforced departure. On September 23, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Today posted a Federal Register notice establishing procedures for Liberians covered by deferred enforced departure to apply for employment authorization documents that will be valid through June 30, 2026. President Joe Biden issued a memorandum on DED for Liberians on June 28, 2024, deferring through June 30, 2026, the removal of certain Liberians who were eligible for DED under the President's 2022 memorandum, including individuals who have been continuously present in the United States since May 20, 2017. And finally, they have always made America great. From delicious food carts to metal parts manufacturing, immigrants help get the job done. The immigrant experience is embedded in everything and everyone who is an American today. It's what ties together the famous food carts of Philadelphia and a Dayton-based metal manufacturing company. From whipping up delicious cuisine to helping create metal parts for the aerospace, automotive, and energy industries, immigrant workers play critical roles in businesses and local communities all over the nation. And these workers will be key to our continued prosperity and growth, experts and observers say. Immigration is also key to our continued growth and will be essential in filling the nearly 9 million jobs that are currently open, economic experts say. We have a lot of jobs, but not enough workers to fill them, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce said in a July report. If every unemployed person in the country found a job, we would still have millions of open jobs. In fact, NPR reports that the broader data shows that immigrants are not displacing native workers, but rather filling a hole that's been created by retiring baby boomers. Were it not for immigration, job growth likely would have stalled. Thank you.
Our weekly immigration news roundup is brought to you by the law firm of Figueroa & Associates. For a consultation on any immigration or legal matter, please call 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. For full stories and more immigration news, visit www.theimmigrantsjournal.com. That's www.theimmigrantsjournal.com.